Do you know Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or Twitter? Well, most of you, or considerably all of you, have the social media accounts, email accounts, and familiar with different online softwares for your own consumption. Unlike the real world, virtual setting deals bigger with limitations and proper usage. If there is class rules and eating etiquettes, do you know that we have also our internet etiquette? Well, I am Johnson J. Berino, and that is our topic today, Module 3, Lesson 6, The New Nettiquette, Internet Etiquette in a Modern World. In a technical sense, what is Nettiquette? Well, Nettiquette is the term used for online etiquette or internet etiquette. It refers to the guidelines for communicating online in acceptable or respectful ways. These guidelines include best practices for effective communication, ethics, and manners that apply specifically to the online space. Following Nettiquette helps enhance relationships with people you care about, while also protecting your professional reputation. Practicing online etiquette can even reduce cyberbullying. Proper online information sharing strategies are important to protect other people's privacy and safeguarding your sensitive information. The rules of etiquette are just as important on the internet as they are in the real world, and poor etiquette can stick around to haunt you for much longer. Here are the basic rules of etiquette to avoid damaging your online and offline relationships and protect your reputation. First, remember the human. People communicating online should remember that they are dealing with other human beings and should treat them the same way they would in person. Name calling, cursing, expressing deliberately offensive opinions. If you wouldn't do this to the face of anyone who might conceivably see what you write, don't write it. This goes for social media sites, forums, chat rooms, and email messages. If you think it can be traced back to you, it can. Next, standards of behavior. It can seem easy to get away with moral and ethical infractions or with law breaking online. People should always behave the same way online that they would in the real world. Keep in mind that it's not just what you say that may be considered disrespectful, but how you say it. Don't forget to say please and thank you as appropriate. Have the courtesy to reply to a message within a few days, especially if the message is from family or friends. If it is going to take longer, that's okay. Just tell them that so that they know and aren't waiting for your reply. Don't text naked pictures or post drunk pictures, drug use, or other statements about yourself or sending it to others. Once these images and statements are uploaded to the internet, they are there for the rest of the world to see. Following is know where you are. Just as in real life, different spaces on the internet have different social mores and codes of conduct. What might be acceptable in an online message board is not when posting professional blog content. People should look at the purpose and how the online platform should be used in order to communicate and participate according to the demand and the proper contents of the software. For example, if we are in a Facebook group created for academic purposes, just like what we use on some of our subject courses, that we must post academic-related information and should decline personal rants, status, or other contents for unrelated groups or businesses. This deals with being sensitive and being observant of the environment before clicking the button. Fourth is respect other people's time. The internet is full of content and communication seeking the user's attention. Being respectful by being brief and concise or by not expecting an immediate response is likely to be appreciated. Everyone has various appointments and priorities. When we encounter to message someone, especially those busy people in line with professors, businessmen, academically focused students, and the like, we should consider that they don't have enough time to browse online news feeds and to updatedly check messages. That's why being an online user, if we are messaging someone important, let's be direct and complete the message as possible so that when the receiver checks it, the whole story is told and the message is absorbed as expected. Then we have make yourself look good. Avatars, word choice, bios, and other such things should always convey the right message. Politeness is important. Using representation for yourself online should be what it should be, like those customized stickers of yourself, your data and public accounts, and how you reply with messages. That represents yourself online so that it can be a real conversation or forum. Act like all things you type online is what you always speak or how to talk in personal so that things still flow the same as you are. Next, share expert knowledge. When sharing information online, it's important to ensure that the information is of good quality, is true, and is helpful. Urban myths, fake retailer coupons, and other forms of misinformation also add to the noise of the internet and waste people's time. Research indicates that Facebook users alone engage with some form of misinformation around 70 million times each month. If you are not sure of the facts behind an online story or social media post, check with someone who does know or can find out. Another option is to do a legitimate research on Google or Snopes.com to see if the post is true or if it is a scam. Additionally, keep flame wars under control. In general, protracted arguments, or what we call flame wars, can make participants seem impulsive or rude. Avoiding them is usually the best course of action. Actually, this rule is connected with the recent one about misinformation, but this seems to specify the situation. Mostly this context really occurred today, as in around this year, and I will become specific with political related dimension. Sometimes there are people that tend to spread rumors and unclaimed arguments in social media that causes opposition to boost out and defend their side. This thing gets bigger that then deliberately result to more serious actions and filing of cases in court. Well, much better if we look up to the facts before we post it online. Take note, respect other people's privacy. People online should not share other people's personal information or seek it out. It's typically unethical and often illegal. Don't forward information sent to you without checking with the original sender first, as doing this behind their back can create mistrust if they find out. This includes copying and pasting text or sending screenshots. The same respect for privacy applies when uploading photos or videos online that include other people, whether to a public space or on your private social media page. Don't sign up for newsletters and other communications using someone else's information. You might think that we are all friends online, but some people don't want their names or email addresses publicized to those they don't know. On the line is, don't abuse your power. This or those with power or privilege over others should do their best not to use either unethically. When we are given most credit or recognized for such an honorific title among others, it's not a permission to degrade fellows for their imperfections and fails online. Just because you claim something privileged, the same with being a leader or a captain of a group, you must not look up yourself as better from others and sending messages to honor you and avoid those messages that may offend and hurt others' feelings despite their story. 9 is be forgiving of others' mistakes. Those communicating online should bear in mind that Nettiquette is a constant process for everyone and give others the benefit of the doubt when possible. From the mentioned rules, while being considerate is part of adjusting with a dynamic change. If we see or receive information that are typographically incorrect, let's understand that it's the keyboard or the function of the automatic dictionary or the person that uses it, as well as those lapses for replying in an immediate way, but always remember to be careful in publicizing information, especially about yourself or about others. And the last one, or the 10th one, is modern internet guidelines. While the rules of Nettiquette apply to social media, it's important to know what differentiates social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn from other corners of the internet, because social media sites revolve around adding friends to your social circles. They allow users to share information selectively. Not all information is relevant to all users, and respecting people's time is important. Curating friends or separating them into different lists can make this process easier. Each social media site also has its own privacy policy. Keep in mind that when sharing content, remember that professional communication and personal communication are growing increasingly blurred. Some users may find it beneficial, but some takes it a disadvantage. Well, we should always follow this Nettiquette rules to stay respectful to others, because using internet etiquette can also protect your reputation, which is helpful on both personal and professional levels. We have our golden rule here in Nettiquette. Well, let's remember, do not do or say online what you would not do or say offline. Before posting a comment or publishing a status update, ask yourself if you would feel comfortable saying the same thing face-to-face to everyone who will see it. If not, don't post it. As what Miss Universe 2015 Pia Wordsmith once said, think before you click. Well, that ends our discussion about Nettiquette. Thank you